our first round of this top 16. We're going to be streaming featured games all night tonight until we crown a champion right here at the Star Wars World Championships in Roseville, Minnesota. We'll see you soon.
Hey guys, I'm Brendan Weiscott.
And I'm Gwen Kornblum.
Welcome to Imperial Assault Top 16 2017 World Championship. This is exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's super exciting. We're about to see 16 players. What kind of lists have you been seeing so far?
I mean, the interviews with the players kind of gave, I think, the viewers a good taste, but that overall that seemed to be kind of the theme of the whole tournament. Even in earlier rounds, there was a lot of mercenary, but there was a fair bit of variety within those lists. So.
Yeah, what's probably the most popular unit you've seen?
I mean, probably the weak ways.
Yeah,
they're just so powerful, and they're versatile too. They're useful in every list. So they can work in a more of a strategic list where they're going to be ranged and try and help cover things, but then they can also work in the more melee lists where they're protected by the bigger things, whether it be Jabba or the bigger beasts, and they're a little bit more protected and still can get their shots off. So.
Have you seen a lot of Bantha riders?
We saw a bunch in the Swiss rounds. I don't think any made the top 16. There might be one or two, but yeah, we saw a bunch Bantha riders, a bunch of Rancors early on, but sadly none of them made it to the top table. But yeah, so what do you think about this? We've got a bunch of mercenaries, but we've got a bunch of variety. Do you think there's any particular things that are going to come out on top? Do you think Jabba's going to come out on top? Not all of the lists are running it.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I think Jabba is really strong. I think we're going to see kind of a combination of more of ranged attack versus getting up close and brutal.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, the weak ways alone, for sure.
Yeah.
The other interesting thing I think I noticed, I don't know if they talked about it too much in the interviews, but there was a lot of temporary alliance with C-3PO. So C-3PO, of course, being a great support unit.
Along with Gideon as well.
Yeah, there was a lot of Gideon too, yeah. C-3PO is cheap, temporary alliance is only an extra point, so it's pretty easy to spend that to get that extra support, for sure.
C-3PO is so cheap, and he can attack, but I think he's worth the points.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's funny because you always see him in Rebel lists, but now the mercenaries are saying, hey, we'll take him for one extra point.
Yeah, so. I mean, at that cost, why not?
Right.
He gives you the free focus, he helps with defense, and really, it's always the hard choice of, do I go after C-3PO and waste an attack when I could kill somebody who can attack me back?
Yep.
Or do I want to stop him from really just buffing all of the other characters?
Yep. Yeah, it's a tough choice for sure. The other interesting thing, I think, something I noticed, at least in this matchup we're about to see, is a lot of the mercenary lists are running Greedo, which one of the drawbacks to Greedo is, it's a cheap, powerful unit, but one of the drawbacks is that whenever he attacks, before he attacks, the figure he is attacking interrupts and attacks him.
Yep.
But that, I think, makes the choice against C-3PO a little bit easier. You can use Greedo to take out C-3PO without fear of being attacked, since C-3PO can't attack back. Or, you're not going to really worry about any reprisal from C-3PO. So I think that might be a play we might see where people are going to be using Greedo to go after C-3PO, since there's no penalty, really.
Yeah, or if possible, attack a unit that can't attack you back.
Of course, yeah. But yeah, anyway, here's our first matchup. We've got Daniel Taylor, who is reigning world champion from last year in 2016 November World Championships, against Travis Cooper. I think Daniel Taylor came in 5th in the final Swiss rounds, I believe, and Travis, that would put Travis at 12th. So what map do we have, Gwen? We've got Jabba's Palace with mission.
We're doing Spoils of Crime.
It's got a couple things going on. When a figure enters a space containing a neutral token, you can see a couple of them in the up in the upper part of the screen there. The figure that enters that space suffers 1 strain, and then its controller places it in or as close as possible to the space containing the Rebel mission token, which is at the bottom of the screen there. And it's got another thing, right?
Yeah, a figure can retrieve a crate in this mission, and when they retrieve a crate, they're going to lose movement points. But at the end of each round, if you're holding a crate, you'll get 2 victory points for each figure you have carrying one.
So there's a couple crates there in the middle, and then it looks like there's a bunch down at the bottom near the rebel mission token. Do you think the players are even going to bother going after the crates?
I mean, they might if it's convenient, but the cost of movement points, I don't know if it's going to be worth it for just 2 victory points.
Sure.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Especially this matchup is kind of interesting, right? We've got Daniel running a little bit more of a strategic list with Shyla. I mean, he's got the Weequay Pirates, Shyla, Greedo, Gideon C-3PO. So he's got more things going on, but he doesn't have as much heavy hitters, whereas Travis does have some heavy hitters, doesn't he?
Yeah, Travis has Gamorrean Guards, he has Jabba the Hutt. They both are running C-3PO.
So the Jabba the Hutt and Gamorrean Guards, they're melee units, if I remember correctly. So it's going to be interesting to see how Daniel tries to handle that, as obviously Travis is probably going to try and close in, I assume.
Yeah, if possible, I think you're going to see Daniel trying to stay back a little ways to try to avoid Travis getting up there to do the heavy attacks.
Sure. We got a handshake, and we're going to get started here. They're drawing their command cards. They've already placed their figures. Worth noting is Travis is he placed Jabba all the way in the back, which, I mean, Jabba with all of his abilities, that might actually be useful here because he can sit Jabba in the back, protect him, so that Daniel can't come after him with all of his ranged units and whatnot, and he can just use all of Jabba's abilities, gaining victory points and all the sneaky things that Jabba does.
Yeah, he's definitely looks like going to go with more of a sneaky strategy with Jabba. He only has a movement speed of 2, so he's not going to be able to get up front very quickly.
No, I think at this point, Travis putting Jabba in the back clearly signals that he's just going to sit there and use all the abilities. I mean, the order hit itself is really powerful. He gets to use Jabba's turn just to and spend 2 victory points to make any of his mercenary attacks interrupt and perform an attack. And then it also gains a couple movement points as well. So it looks like Travis Daniel went first, but he used C-3PO, basically passing at that point.
Yep.
Looks like he focused a Weequay pirate, if I'm correct. And he's using Gideon. No surprise, he's using all of his strategic elements first.
Yeah, no, it's not really a shocker. Both of them so far are using their strategic characters rather than making the first move and opening the door. But it looks like they're running out of options for that, so pretty soon we're going to start to see them move forward.
Yeah, it'll be curious to see if they go for opening the door, if they're going to try and sneak around. I don't know. I feel like it's a mixed bag either way. If you start trying to sneak around, the other person might open the door and try and come at you full force, right?
Yeah, it's always a hard decision. Sneaking around can have its advantages, especially if if your opponent splits their troops up a little bit.
Sure.
But also it runs the risk of kind of getting caught out of the action, I think, for too long.
Yeah, I've definitely seen games where like you split up your list and then you have some units that aren't doing anything for a couple turns while your other units are outnumbered. Daniel's moving his Weequay Pirates, predictably hiding them for 1 action and then just moving them up a little bit. That hidden condition, we saw a bunch at Worlds last year with a different unit. A lot of the Imperial Trooper lists we saw it most heavily in the Trooper lists with Agent Blaze. But now the Weequay Pirates seem to be handling that. Hidden condition's super useful, right?
Yeah, no, hidden condition is always great. Let's see. Looks like Travis is moving forward right now.
Moving the Weequays as well. Focused one, moved another one. Sorry, not focused. Made hidden.
Hidden, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So we're just seeing back and forth pretty much similar moves at this point. Both using their focusing characters first and then starting to activate the Weequays and setting them up for later attacks. Daniel's using Onar.
Yep.
Move him in front, and that's it. And Travis is looking like he's trying to figure out what to do next.
looks like Travis is still debating. What unit do you think he'll activate? If you had to guess.
Probably Greedo, but it's hard to say. He still has another Weak Way Pirates, I believe. I think down there at the bottom. Yeah, he's got a second set of Weak Way Pirates. So he might try and do that instead.
It looks like he's really taking his time.
Yep.
Deciding which one to go with.
Maybe he's considering command
Some
card.
Command cards, yep.
He's got Tough Luck. I missed the rest of them. It was a pretty brief look. He's got 4 cards in hand. And that looks like Gideon. He is. Oh. Yeah. He just moved Gideon a little bit and opened the door. He's going right to the tokens. Teleports him over there. It looks like he's trying to take quick advantage to get some crates. Interesting.
Yeah, well, I guess Gideon doesn't have that much attack potential, so if you're going to go in and go after a crate, you might as well do it with Gideon. It looks like he chose with the strain to take a damage instead of discarding a command card.
Sure. And I apologize. That was Alliance Smuggler. Misspoke there. Yeah, he's certainly setting himself up, especially with Daniel moving his troops out into the middle there. Greedo taking a shot, making sure he has range. Checking range anyway. Looks like some players are going to roll some dice. So Greedo's not a great attacker, but he rolls 2 green dice, which is pretty versatile. And not sure what happened. It looks like he's considering his options. I'm guessing he probably rolled some surge. Considering the rerolls.
He's re-rolling. Can't quite see what he rolled with his second attack.
I think you forgot to discard a command card to re-roll there. But there we go. He's got a bunch of damage. Holy cow. And then Travis rolled a decent defense there.
Yeah, 3 defense.
And played Tough Luck. So Tough Luck is a fun card. You use it after your opponent re-rolls a die to remove that die's results from the total results. So that pretty much negated Daniel's attack on Travis.
And Travis looks like he's looking at his command cards again.
Possibly
Can't quite see what they are.
Possibly using something for the offensive side things. So if you're Travis, do you throw more units into that room and try and pick up some more crates, or do you just leave the one smuggler there and hope that Daniel doesn't go after it?
I mean, if the Alliance Smuggler can survive this round, that's 2 free points. So at this point, it might be worth it. I don't know how incentivized Daniel's going to be to go in after the smuggler right now.
Right.
It looks like they're preparing to have a big brawl in the front.
Certainly maneuvering that way.
Yeah.
Looks like Travis is bringing out his Greedo to
yeah,
face off.
we have 2 Greedos facing each other.
Which one's going to shoot first? That's a good question for me.
Well, they'll both get to shoot.
That's true. That's very true.
Oh, nope. He's going to stay back next to the terminal.
He changed his mind. It looks like that's his turn. Passing to Daniel. Players are keep looking at their command cards. They must have some good stuff in there that they're considering using for offense. One of the things I love about this game is the element the command cards bring, in the sense that, like, you think you're slowly gaining an advantage. You think you're finally getting to the point where you can win the game, and then all of a sudden your opponent plays a command card that just messes all your plans up.
Yeah, I know. My least favorite is always when I'm counting on going first and somebody takes initiative.
For sure. Yep. It's such a powerful card. Looks like Daniel just did some more Weak Way Pirates and made them hidden as well. Yeah,
it looks like he's leaving Shyla for last. Do you think that's what you would do if you were in his position?
Yeah, I mean, Shyla's pretty useful. She's got a melee attack, so there's no need to rush her in at the moment. You can wait as long as possible, see what your opponent's doing, and then try and put her in the most advantageous spot. I think at this point it's clear Daniel's not going to open the door. The only Gideon's kind of a little bit far back, and there's no reason for Gideon to get into the fray there. And C-3PO's right next to the door. So I think, if anything, Daniel doesn't want the door opened at all. I'd be kind of curious to see if I don't think Travis is in the position to do it, but I'd be kind of curious to see Travis just run up and try and open that door, and try and take out Daniel's support units figures.
Do you think it's worth it to do that, or do you think he's going to focus on taking out Greedo and the Weequay? And
yeah, I mean, it does look like there's a fight building in the center there. If at this point he's moved a couple of units into the center, and if I were in his position, I'd be kind of scared to go after the C-3PO and Gideon in fear of leaving his other units. You know, we were talking about earlier, splitting the forces, and then you might
leaving them vulnerable.
Exactly. He's definitely thinking long and hard about this. He's got pirates, and it looks like that's what he's leaving for last, which leaves his Gamorrean guards for this round.
Looks like he's still deciding just where he wants to go.
Yeah, I think he's trying to decide how far he puts him out. Assuming Daniel doesn't have take initiative, Travis is going to come in first next round. So you obviously want to be in the best position possible to just attack rather than having to move into position for the next round.
Yeah, which will give him a chance to attack right away and possibly try to take out Greedo. The one nice thing with Greedo is when he does get shut down, he's going to have that one last attack.
Yep.
Back.
Yeah. Daniel put his Greedo out there with no fear because he knew Greedo would at least have a shot.
Yep.
Get to shoot back. So that's his only figure that's really vulnerable at this point. Looks like, interestingly, Travis left one of his Gamorrean guards in the back there. I'm guessing to protect Jabba, maybe?
Yeah, possibly. We'll see what he decides to do with that, if it's going to stay back there or eventually come to the front.
Yeah, it's interesting. So far, I'm feeling like Daniel's being the more aggressive player, even though it's Travis who has the Gamorrean guards and a little bit more on the melee side of things.
Yeah, I think you're right. We're seeing Daniel move all of his troops forward and getting ready to attack, whereas Travis still has a lot of people in the back right now.
Daniel's trying to figure out what to do with his last with Shyla here. Move her. Would you move her up for the front, or would you kind of keep her perhaps back or right with the Weequay pirates in hopes of jumping her out later on?
I don't know if I'd move her completely to the front, but eventually she's going to have to move to the front since she does do a melee attack.
Sure.
She can pull another unit 3 spaces towards her, so she doesn't need to be adjacent to them immediately, which gives a little more versatility in where he decides to go. It looks like he's gone ahead and put her towards the front.
Yeah, he's just used both actions.
Yep.
The cool thing about this map, one of the things I really like is how there's all these walls around. So line of sight is very interesting in this game. You have to be paying attention to where things have line of sight to where other spaces and whatnot. It also makes it harder to just move in right away. So I think she probably excels in this map, I would think.
Yeah, just going off of what you're saying, you'll see Greedo is standing right behind a red line, and what's that's giving him a lot, making it a lot harder for Travis to attack him right now with any ranged character.
Travis is moving his last group in.
And they're still kind of towards the back.
Yep, he's just biding his time. This is really interesting. This is not what I was expecting out of Travis at all. But that said, he is going to get initiative next round, so it does kind of make sense.
Yeah, and it looks like he has 2 units focused, and 3 hidden right now.
And one of them is focused and hidden, which that looks like, I think it's a Weequay pirate. Can't be sure, but I believe it's a Weequay pirate, which means that's going to hit hard. I did catch another card. They're going to restart the round. Let's see if Daniel takes initiative after they draw new cards. Yep. Travis has Element of Surprise, Wilds. I forget the full name of that card. I think it's like Wild Brawl or something like that. And so Daniel is using his Devious Schemes, dealing damage to Greedo. I'm not sure. He's dealing damage, so that means that he is getting victory points, I believe. Devious Schemes is a card that, or sorry, Black Market. So Black Market, at the end of each round, a friendly smuggler may suffer 1 strain. If it does, reveal the top command card of your deck, and you can either spend victory points to draw it or discard the card and gain victory points.
Yeah, and the thing with Strain is you can always choose to discard a command card instead. It looks like he's deciding just to take the damage and is prepared for Greedo to die right away.
Yep.
I think that's probably a good call. I don't think Greedo's going to last too long. Really, he's out there to get in a couple shots.
Right. And Greedo has enough health where Travis is going to either have to spend a really big attack or multiple smaller attacks to take out Greedo anyway. That 1 health isn't going to make too much of a difference. You know, he's got 6 as opposed to 7 now. Or he has 6 now as opposed to 7. I mean, you see kind of an average attack, I would say, is probably maybe 3 to 4 damage, a good solid one. So he's still kind of safe from a single attack at this point. It looks like Travis is figuring out what to do first. What would you do in this situation, Glenn? Would you bring in the Gamorrean Guard? Would you bring in some Weequay Pirates? Use your Greedo? What do you think?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I might go in with Greedo at this point just because it's a little less risky.
Sure.
I wouldn't be as worried about losing Greedo. He might also choose to use C-3PO.
Fair point. Yeah, C-3PO is still right there with everybody. So Jabba. It looks like Travis also put a damage on Jabba for his Black Market.
Mm-hmm.
He also, we didn't mention it earlier, but Travis used Jabba in round 1 to bring out Salacious B. Crumb. He's got the token there by the open door. So it looks like he brings out the Greedo, just as you predicted.
Yep.
Looks like he's only moving it once, maybe, or he's thinking about moving it a second time at this point. Right now, it's kind of protected.
Yeah, he's not attacking. It looks like he's still kind of just maybe debating where to have him end up.
Looking like he's coming in toward Shyla, maybe trying to disrupt her or make her attack him.
Yeah, he might be hoping that Shyla will use her attack on him instead of going after somebody else and then get the parting shot if she does manage to. Can she even... I don't even know if she'd be able to...
She can grab him.
Yeah.
I didn't see, though. Travis used a command card, but I didn't see what it was.
Yeah, it looks like he has 3 spaces, so she can attack.
I didn't catch what that was. Darn. But it looks like Travis is still deciding, so he's playing Wild... I forget the full name of that card. Wild Attack. Use when you declare an attack, add 1 red die to the attack pool and 1 white die to the defense pool. So it looks like he is able to attack Shyla, and he's just going hard at her. This is a pretty good attack. Whoa. 1 red die and 3 green dice. Here we go. That's a really good defense.
Yeah, Daniel got best roll he could get. Oh, that's still
a really good roll. He's got 1 surge.
8 damage.
And 8 damage. And they're talking about
he added a die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the earlier card that Travis had played, I forget the name of it, but I think it had removed the defense die from Daniel. Looks like Travis is holding take initiative. That's going to be big for the next round. We'll get back to that. Stay tuned.
Yep.
Travis is figuring out what to do with the surge. That's nasty on Shyla. Shyla has 12 health, so she's not going to die, but that's
still...
It looks like only 3 damage ended up going through, though.
So she still has a lot of health left, but that's
not bad for a Greedo attack.
Yeah, I mean, Greedo doesn't have as much attack potential as Shyla, so for him to get through...
Yep. It's a good trade-off for Travis,
yeah.
I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, normally Greedo would only roll 2 green dice, but it looks like he was focused and then used a command card to add more.
Yep. And thanks to Shiloh being melee, the slow on the draw ability for Greedo didn't come into effect because Shiloh couldn't attack back.
Yeah, she does have the special to attack from 3 spaces, but she would not be able to use that in this instance.
Yep. Just a normal attack. Daniel's trying to figure out what to do. He's got a bunch of command cards. He now has a bunch more than Travis, since Travis played a bunch of them. Looks like, I think I see, is that? No, that's not take initiative.
So if you were Travis, would you go in with Shiloh at this point, or would you choose to keep her back a little ways?
Daniel,
Or Daniel, sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. I'm not sure. I wonder what Daniel's original plan was. I don't know if he was trying to come around with Shiloh or if he was actually planning on opening that door and going after the smuggler. So I think it kind of depends on that. Well,
yeah, he just healed.
Yep. Started the round. She can heal 1 or get you a victory point, I believe. Sorry, gain 1 movement point or recover. Recover 1 seems pretty good. And he's obviously using her. I think at this point I might bring her into the scrum and ignore that smuggler. Obviously Travis is trying to draw this out and gain some extra victory points and whatnot, but most of his guys are still kind of far back. And I think it's going to be hard as long as Daniel's careful about
It looks like Daniel
placements.
did move forward 1 and is pulling Greedo
Yep.
to be adjacent and will now perform an attack.
And we've got
Travis just played
Stroke of Brilliance.
Okay.
So that's going to help him defend a bit. Daniel's thinking about things, just going to go to the attack. The nice thing about pulling Greedo in, it also let Daniel put Greedo a little bit closer to all of his other troops.
Yep.
If you noticed. That is not a very good defense roll, though. It's a white die, so.
Yeah, so he's going to cancel a surge with the white die.
And
he does have the...
His additional cancel thanks to Stroke of Brilliance. And then he's got, I believe, 1 defense. So just 1 damage gets through. So not bad for Travis. 1 damage is not much on Greedo at the moment.
Yeah, it's not too much, but he's not in a great position at this point.
No, I mean, yeah, Greedo's going to be open to all the attacks, and Daniel's going to be able to keep himself pretty well protected. We've got Opportunistic, so I believe that gives him another attack, right? It's been a while since I've used it, but Daniel's playing. It looks like he's trying to figure out what to do next with it, though. So seeing the take initiative in Travis's hand, it makes sense Travis is playing a little bit further behind. Greedo is obviously in trouble, but that's not too big of a deal in the long run. It's only a few points, and as we've said before, he's going to be able to get 1 attack in anyway before he goes. So it doesn't look like Travis is in too bad of a position, but at the same time, I would say Daniel has the upper hand, right?
Yeah, I think Daniel has the upper hand. At the same time, it looks like right now Daniel has damage on Greedo. He also has damage on Shiloh. I would rather have damage, I think, on my Greedo than on
for
Shiloh
sure.
if I were them.
Travis definitely got a big upper hand in that trade. As you can see now from this angle, there was actually 7 damage placed on Shiloh, not 3. So she still has 6 on her, that's half her health.
Yeah, and Opportunistic, looks like he used it to move. Allows you to move 3 spaces after a hostile figure suffers damage.
Right, that's what let him bring her back so far. He's activating Greedo, coming in. Wow, Travis's defense dice are hot.
Wow. So none of that damage is going to go through.
Greedo, I don't know if any of his surges really help. He gets extra range, I know. He's got bleed, but bleed can't do anything since he's not actually dealing any damage.
He could get an additional 2 damage, but it looked like that wasn't going to do anything.
He got 2 damage on the Gamorrean guard, and that was it. And he's going to retreat a little bit, but keep him out in the open to entice Travis to go after him instead of all of his other guys.
Yep.
The Salacious Speed Crumb token, I missed it, but the Salacious Speed Crumb token is all the way over there now. That must have been Travis's previous turn. He probably just used all of his actions to just move right into there. The ability with Salacious Crumb is while a friendly figure is defending and you are adjacent to the target, apply 1 cancel to the defense dice, to the defense results. That's pretty useful. It's annoying. He's got 4 health, so it takes a little bit of time to take him out. He's kind of like C-3PO. I'd say probably like a less useful version of C-3PO. That's probably how I'd classify him, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's there, he's annoying, but do you want to waste the attacks to take him out, or do you want to just live with it?
Right. He can attack, though, which is nice. He only gets 1 yellow die, but he can give weaken or bleed. So he's not going to do any damage, but the effects are kind of useful. Weaken is definitely going to affect overall attacks and defense. And then bleed, of course, just slowly drains you out.
So I believe it's still Travis's turn.
Yeah, he's taking a long time trying to figure out what to do next. Looks like C-3PO. He's just biding his time.
Move C-3PO up a little bit. So he'll still be adjacent to his other figures as they move up to attack.
Yep. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. He focused another guy.
Yeah, Travis is playing a very slow, more calculated game, it looks like right now, than Daniel.
Yep. Yeah, I wonder how much pressure Daniel has felt to kind of come in with that Jabba just sitting in the back there. It definitely, I feel like the pressure is on Daniel to make the first move, which he obviously has tried to do.
Yeah, Daniel's playing much more aggressively at the moment, though he still does have most of his units further in the back.
Yeah, he's still fairly well protected. He just moved up his Onar Koma. Just big heavy hitter, but it doesn't look like he's going to do much. He just focused this turn.
Travis is using the Alliance Smuggler to pick up the crate, and it's moving.
Looks like he's going to pick up another one. He's just going to try and sit there and get victory points.
Which isn't too bad so far. At a certain point, if he can just pick up some crates and slowly build up victory points, it'll start to get
for sure.
To be a problem. So
one crate doesn't seem like a problem. Is it just two every round? Not a big deal. But he's clearly going for a second one now, and that's going to jump up to 4, which is a little bit more significant. You know, after a round or two, that's actually a whole deployment card gone, basically. Or worth a deployment card.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see if Daniel decides to send somebody in there to kill the smuggler at this point, or if he's going to continue to bide his time on that.
Yeah, one of the things I really like about Travis's list is he's not just going for points. He can use those victory points in a lot of different ways. He can use them with Jabba to get additional benefits, thanks to Jabba's order hit ability. You know, he's going to be able to get an extra attack with a unit. He can also use them with the black market as well to draw extra command cards. Like those victory points are not just scary for Daniel in terms of Travis getting closer to the win. It's going to make it harder and harder as the game goes on for Daniel to win, thanks to those victory points being spent.
Yeah, Travis really has a lot of options of what he wants to do as he accrues these points.
Yeah. Generally, the person with more options, as long as they're spent well, is going to win in the long run. Daniel's taken a while to think about things here. It looks like he activated Gideon, I think.
Looks like he's deciding what to do still.
Yeah. All of his figures are still bunched up. So I apologize. Gideon activated and moved Onar last turn. That was it was not Onar actually moving. Gideon focused and moved him. So Onar's getting ready to jump in and hit someone. So Onar is pretty nasty. He's got 15 health, and his attack is a blue die, a red die, and a green die. And then his surges are pretty crazy, aren't they?
Yeah, he can get +2 damage and +2 accuracy, which would allow him to shoot from further back. He can also get 1 damage and 1 accuracy. So if he gets 2 surges, it's going to give him a lot more range and a lot more damage.
Well, he's losing the range, but
either or.
Yep. He can definitely pile on the damage for sure. And then he can also rush in as well thanks to his ability. He move up to 4 spaces, then push an adjacent small figure up to 1 space. So he can rush in and mess up Travis's the way he's arranged his units and whatnot. He's also got multiple other abilities. This guy's got everything.
Yep, it looks like he can't gain harmful conditions, which is going to be great.
That's super useful against Salacious Crumb, might I add.
Yep.
And then he also has the get down ability. While a small figure within 2 spaces defending, you can apply 1 defense or 1 cancel to the defense rolls. So he's going to help his other guys, kind of like the Royal Guards help other Royal Guards or other protectors to. We've got Travis moving in the Gamorrean Guard and attacking probably Greedo.
I think that's the only person he can attack right now.
Rerolling 1 of the attack dice and getting a better roll.
Wow, that's 5 damage.
Looks
right now, Daniel's only blocking 1.
Yep, so he took 4. Greedo has 5 damage on him. He's basically just 1 hit away from dying.
He will get that parting shot when he does go down, but
I'm curious what Travis is going to do here. He's incentivized to leave his figures back and just attack with the Gamorrean Guard so that Greedo can only shoot the Gamorrean Guard, which is just fine. He's supposed to be a guy that can take a bunch of damage and dish out a bunch of damage. But if he does, then his other figures aren't going to be doing much. They're just going to be sitting there, and they're so stacked there. All of them have focus and hidden.
Yeah, I mean, at a certain point, he's going to want to charge in with them. But right now, if he can keep control like this, I think he has the advantage maybe at the moment.
I would definitely agree. Daniel's looking at how to retaliate. He's got both of his pirates and Onar still left. So, I mean, all the guys that are really going to deal a bunch of damage. If you were Daniel, do you go after the Gamorrean Guard, or do you try and get a little bit deeper in, maybe go after that, the one, I believe it's a weak way pirate there on the left by the terminal?
At this point, maybe after the Gamorrean Guard, if it were me. My fear with going after the weak way, he's so far away right now.
Sure.
It might be hard to get over there. At the same time, if he goes after the Gamorrean Guard, he's going to want to wait until Travis doesn't have a lot of activations left to attack. I wonder if that's what he's trying to do right now.
Yeah, Travis still has both Weequay pirates left. I think that's it. So they're going to come out and hit hard for sure.
It looks like Daniel just activated Omar, so we're going to see where he decides to go.
In between, protecting Greedo. Spending the focus. This is going to be a pretty big attack. If I'm right, it's going to be 4 dice. Yep, there it is. And the defense is 3, so not a bad defense by Travis, but he's rolled better this game. He's been rolling really hard. But it's still good.
Still 7 damage versus 3, so 4 is going through right now, and he has a surge. So he could get another 2 damage.
Yeah, the minus accuracy with the surge is not going to matter at all. There goes the Gamorrean Guard.
That does it. So do you think Travis is now going to start to come in with the Weequay Pirates and attack Omar?
I feel like you have to, right? Omar's wide open now. He can't escape back to protection. The trick is Daniel still has his pirates as well. So I think Travis is probably going to come out, but as minimally as possible. He's probably going to, he might try and with the focus units, he's going to get extra range. So if I were him in his position, I would stay by the terminal to try and maximize the protection from Daniel's Weequay pirates, force them to come out into the middle. Travis also has taken initiative, so he's not too worried about the retaliation of Daniel next round.
Yeah, he's going to get to most likely go. I think he'll for sure use it.
This is the time to use it if you have it. The real question is if Daniel has negation in his hand, which would stop Travis's plans. So there's always this fun guessing game of, do I play take initiative now? and hope he doesn't have negation, or do I wait? No, I feel like you just, I don't know about you, but I would just go for it, because if he has the negation, he's going to have it, right?
Yeah, he's going to be able to use it when he decides to use it. Really, this is a great time to use Take Initiative. He has a lot of units that he can choose to exhaust that really aren't doing too much. I mean, the Alliance Smuggler is getting him some points. He could always exhaust C3PO.
Looks like he is moving the Weakway Pirates out just a little bit. And he's
Not
gonna
too far. He's playing a card.
Assassin. Oh, no, it's not. I did see he had Assassinate in his hand, but that's not. The Squad Swarm, was that?
I didn't quite see what it is.
The Squad Swarm is used after attacking a group. You may immediately activate another ready group with the same name. The combined cost of both groups cannot exceed 15, which would be the Weakway Pirates. Looks like he's activating the same group, but it says another, so I'm not quite sure. It must have been a different card. Let's see what happens here.
He's attacking right now. Is he attacking?
Not a great attack. I'm guessing he's attacking Shyla. He's got line of sight for Shyla, so. That's not a great attack for Travis. It looks like he might be re-rolling one. I mean, that's definitely a die to re-roll. Only one surge, although, let's see. No, he has range already, so that's not an issue. He doesn't have to worry about that. Yep, there we go. Okay, slightly better. 1 extra damage. So he's got 4 damage and 2 surge. A reasonable attack. Daniel has 2. Doesn't look like Travis is going to be able to finish him off, though. He does have, he can use the surges for a Pierce 1 and +2 damage.
So he can get another 3 damage through.
Right, so that'd be 5 total. That's just short. Oh, did he use the Assassinate in his hand? I think he might have used the Assassinate in his hand. It looked like he played a card, so. It seems like a reasonable play. You play the Assassinate now knowing you're going to get rid of Shyla.
I think that was a good call to get her out. Before she hasn't really gotten to do very much, so.
No, and now she's off the board.
Yep.
Obviously, you're technically getting 1 damage instead of the full 3 from the Assassinate, but you're also guaranteeing removing her, which seems like an optimal choice.
I think that was a good call.
It looks like Daniel also has Take Initiative. So the end of this round is going to be, the start of next round is going to be very interesting.
Yep.
But it looks like he's also considering playing some other cards. Activating one of his Weakway Pirates.
I mean, Daniel still has the Weakway Pirates. He still has Omar. Do you think he's still in a good position to make a comeback right now?
Yeah, I think he's okay. It really depends, I think, on how these attacks turn out, which is not very good at all.
That was a terrible roll.
And the worst part is Travis rolled.
Oh, that's a little better.
It helped a little bit. He gets 2 damage.
He has 2 damage. He can't use any surge.
Although I think he's next to Salacious Crumb.
Yeah, so he's going to get some extra.
Oh, that's not going to matter. That's just a cancel.
Yeah.
So that was actually a really bad defense roll for Travis. His defense rolls are balancing out now. He just effectively got 2 cancel. And he now has 5 damage on the Weakway Pirates. So luckily, though, that's 1 damage short of killing it. So Daniel just missed out on that. He's going to have to spend another attack for 1 damage.
If he can survive until next round, then he's going to be able to possibly take initiative and activate him right away.
Possibly. I don't think he's going to survive,
do you think he's
though.
Gonna, no.
No, I think Daniel goes, like, it's either him or Greedo at this point. And I feel like you have to go finish off the Weakway Pirate. Although he might be feeling confident with Take Initiative in his hand. Plays Element of Surprise with the Weakway Pirate. And he's focused and hidden. So he's going after Greedo. I saw him point to Greedo. So it looks like he's trying to maximize damage on Greedo with this particular attack.
That's 5 damage in a surge. That's pretty good.
Plus the Element of Surprise bonus. He's going to remove 1 die, so yeah.
Greedo won't get to defend.
Surge. Add 2. He's probably going to just add 2.
Yeah.
So
why
7
not?
damage.
There's no defense. Why would you pierce?
So it looks like Travis is thinking, or maybe he's considering the retaliation attack with Greedo.
Mm-hmm.
Here it comes. Not that
Not great.
We're seeing a lot of...
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Spending the focus. Oh, here, spent the focus, sorry. Just removing it off the board. I mean, he will get a little bit of damage in, but that Weequay Pirate's full health, so... And I think it's hidden. I believe the focus token shouldn't be there, though, at this point. Or actually, the hidden shouldn't be there either. But Omar... he's using Onar's get down ability to help... So Travis went after Onar.
Attack. Oh, but it looks like the Weequay Pirate now has bleed.
Okay, so it looks like there was a little confusion about things.
Yeah.
But yeah. So he's got 2 damage and bleed. So the bleed is useful, but he didn't get a lot of damage in for losing the Greedo. That said, that Greedo did a decent job on Shyla, so I feel like Travis got his value out of him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think they're both prepared to sacrifice Greedo early.
Yep. That's the great thing about Greedo. Like he's cheap. You throw him into the fray, get some damage in, and then
he's great to just charge in with right off the bat.
At that point you're guaranteed 2 attacks, right?
Yeah.
The one, and then when he dies.
One in. Mm-hmm.
Or when he's defeated. Sorry. Travis is activating his last Weequay Pirates. What do you do here if you're in his position? You bring him into the fray. I mean, you obviously want to attack, but how far in do you bring him?
Well, at this point, he might want to bring them further in. He's going to ideally take initiative next round, get the first attack right away.
Right.
The only problem right now is Omar still has 15 health.
Yep.
So he's probably not going to be able to take him out.
No.
Without a couple activations.
Yeah, even if he attacks Onar here and gets take initiative and Daniel doesn't stop it, which, I mean, he probably will, it's going to be very hard for Travis to take down Onar before he gets to activate.
Yep.
Looks like he's going just to the terminal at this point. Travis has played most of his command cards. He's gotten a lot of value out of them, but his hand is a little empty, while Daniel still has a few.
Yeah, he may just want to stay at the terminal right now, get the extra command card. Though he has 2 units there, so he doesn't need them both.
So this is interesting. Travis moved his guys. The one is still kind of protected, which I think is going to be beneficial in the long run thanks to Daniel's take advantage. Like, it's going to help him against that. Mediocre roll.
Yep.
Average roll on Travis's side. Takes out the Weequay Pirate, though. And anything else from Daniel? Sorry.
I think, has everybody activated? I'm trying to...
I believe Daniel has one more Weequay Pirate left. He activated the last group, but I think he still has 1 figure. I think it's the one that's hidden right now. Sounds like they're checking on time. They're getting a little close to the end. I think they only have about 20 minutes or so left. Don't have the official clock in view, but enough for another round or 2.
Daniel's about to attack. Looks like. Yeah,
it looks like Daniel's continuing his aggressive stance here.
Do you think he needs to play aggressive right now, or do you think he's...
I think so, yeah, because as we saw earlier, like Travis had the advantage hiding back, and Daniel has taken initiative, so he has no fear. He's definitely going to have initiative next round. So he knows no matter what he's going to have. Travis only has 1 hand in card, so he can't play take initiative and negates Daniel's. It's a much better roll from Travis again. Daniel has a surge, but he does have the hidden ability.
Mm-hmm. Looks like he might be re-rolling. Yeah, he's re-rolling.
Yeah, it didn't sound like he had got the same roll. So not much there for him, sadly.
Yeah.
Overheard them saying Travis said something about blocking 3 being really good, which of course you're always happy to see that come up, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Got the end of the round. Gonna reset, draw some command cards. Daniel's hand is really full. Travis has got a couple cards, but not as many as he once had. Gets a couple points.
Mm-hmm.
He's putting the damage on Jabba thanks to Black Market.
He probably feels pretty secure right now with Jabba in the back.
Yeah, that's one thing Travis still has going for him really well. It looks like he is playing. What was that? I missed it. Daniel is
putting a damage on. It's like a weak way pirate.
And he's negating negation for the for Travis's card. Oh, it looks like Travis was probably trying to play it right away. Oh no, they're just grabbing the cards in their hand. Yeah. So Daniel got negation. Travis got the other card. So I feel like Travis still has a little bit better board position, but Daniel's starting to take over here. They both have take initiative. Here we go.
Yep.
And Daniel plays negation. Travis knew he had it, so he just had to get rid of it at this point. Daniel still has take initiative, so I feel like Daniel's in the driving seat, right?
Yeah, I think at this point, Daniel can really start to charge in. If he can take out the Weequay Pirates, he's going to be in a really good place.
Definitely.
The Alliance Smuggler is still getting some points, but not, I think, enough to be worth going after. If Daniel can charge in and kill or eliminate a couple more units, he's going to be in a really good spot.
I agree. The Alliance Smuggler is just a little too slow right now. This round, I think a lot of figures are going to be defeated, and that Alliance Smuggler is going to be sitting sadly with just 4 points there.
Yep.
If you're Travis, what do you try and do here?
I mean, at this point,
do you go after Onar, or do you go after the Weequay Pirates?
I mean, you could go after Onar. The risk is he has so much health.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know if he can take Onar out fast enough to be worth it. If he could take out the Weequay Pirates, that's going to help keep him alive a little bit longer.
I agree. Weequay Pirates have less health. You're still removing figures that are going to be dealing a lot of damage to you. I agree.
And he's still getting points for taking them out.
Yep. The real question, I guess, or sorry, not the real question, another question, do you go after Greedo? He's only got 2 health left, but you're going to get it. He's going to attack back.
Yeah. At this point, I think maybe you just wait for Greedo to attack, because once he attacks, you'll get that. If he attacks a Weequay, they can get in line of sight of Greedo and be in position to attack. That might be better. I don't know if he wants to charge in there, though. As we said earlier, this map is a little crazy with all of the
corners
and everything. So right now, Greedo's, I think, not in line of sight of anybody.
No.
Yeah.
Well, there's one Weequay Pirate that, nope, he doesn't, and especially not now.
Yep.
Tools for the Job. So Daniel's playing Tools for the Job, which does use when you declare an attack to add 1 attack die of your choice to the attack pool. And he's going after one of the Weequay Pirates. This I think, is going to be a critical attack, because if he can take out that figure before it attacks, Travis is losing not only the figure, but the focus and the hidden as well. I think Travis's one big advantage right now is his figures are still all focused, while Daniel spent them all of his last turn. Not a very good roll.
Once again, not a great roll from Daniel.
No. He's basically got 3 surges at this point.
Yep.
So I mean, he can add some extra damage. I think Weequays have Pierce, so it's not the worst, but he's re-rolling just to.
I think that was. It's a little better now.
Yeah.
So 4 damage. He has 2 surge. He can pierce 1 and
deal 2 extra.
Deal 2 extra.
Yeah, that was definitely the right call. In obviously hindsight's 20/20, but Travis is trying to figure out. So that's 6, 7. That'd be 5 damage if he did that, which isn't enough to take out the Weequay. It's 1 damage short.
Just barely survives.
Yeah.
Which is really good news for Travis.
Yep. Looks like he's trying to figure out what to do here. Maybe he has a play in his hand, or maybe he's just trying to review the board.
Yeah, would you say Travis really needs to start taking out?
Yeah.
Or
Yep. Yeah, I mean, that said, he doesn't. Daniel has take initiative in his hand, although they've drawn cards at this point. I think it's safe to assume, if he's thinking along those lines. But yeah, he has to be more aggressive. He has to take out some of these units before they can attack him. Not only to gain an advantage, but also just to slow Daniel down at this point.
looks like they're trying to determine
Line
of sight.
Not sure. I think he might have it. I don't think he does, but I couldn't overhear what they said.
Yes, he moved forward again.
Looks like maybe he does not have line of sight.
I don't know. I don't think I would attack that Weequay Pirate anyway. Is that Weequay Pirate already moved and attacked?
Yeah, it's always, if you can attack somebody who hasn't activated yet, I think that's always the way to go.
Right. Looks like Daniel's looking at how many command cards he has left.
Can't quite see what cards he has in his hand.
Yeah, it's hard. There's obviously take initiative in there. There was, I think there might have been a heightened reflexes as well. Heightened reflexes. Heightened reflexes is used while attacking, so it wouldn't help him right now, but it lets him remove a die from the defense pool, if that's what he had. So Daniel's moving. So Travis must have used, how did he move the Weequay Pirate? C-3PO is not activated. Not quite sure what happened there. Either case, Daniel's moving his other pirates in.
Looks like he's going to perform an attack.
Not a bad roll.
Yeah, pretty good roll right there for Daniel.
Assassinate. That's big. 7 damage. That's just enough. That's rough for Travis, losing that guy before he could attack. I think that solidly puts the game in Daniel's favor now.
I think so. I would agree. Travis does still have one Weequay Pirate left from each deployment card, so it's still going to give him more activations, which is nice. But
Sure. Looks like Daniel discarded positioning advantage to get rid of that. Oh no, the bleed condition's still there. He's playing Squad Squirm. He's just playing all of his cards now. Now we're seeing. We saw a flurry from Travis earlier. Now we're seeing a flurry from Daniel. Squad Swarm, use what, as I described earlier, use after activating group immediately. You may immediately activate another ready group of the same name. The costs have to be less than 15. So obviously the Weequay Pirates.
Yep. It looks like Daniel's planning to go in and try to eliminate as many units as possible right now.
Yep, it's smart. I mean, he has the upper hand. He's already got the upper hand, I think, a little bit on board, and then with take initiative in his hand and Travis's take initiative already spent, he's in full control.
Yeah, and at this point, Travis has lost a lot of his heavy hitters.
Yeah, and it looks like Daniel's trying to take out another one. We'll see. 4. Wow. Oh. Travis's black dice are defeating him now.
That is a brutal roll right now.
They've left him out to dry. Daniel's re-rolling. He's trying to get a little bit extra in there. I think he might have an extra surge to prevent that cancel from mattering, but I'm not sure. Not sure what his intention was there.
He just played heightened reflexes,
which is going to give him extra damage. Choose defense. He's removing the defense side. That's why he rerolled it. And then he used his surge to get extra damage in. This is probably going to finish the of the Weequay Pirate off.
Yep.
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 Travis is in a really tough spot now.
Do you think he could still make a comeback, or do you think at this point it's really Daniel's
I think
game?
that's over at this point. That's a full deployment card gone for Travis, and that was 2 units that were focused and hidden. Like that's losing those 2 focuses were a big hit to him.
Do you think maybe Travis was playing a little too cautiously at the beginning?
I'm not sure. He seemed to have the upper hand in the beginning, just sitting back and stuff. I don't know if maybe he miscalculated, thinking his take initiative would be better off, or maybe I don't. It doesn't seem like he made any. His dice were too poor on him. Just recently, there's been 1 or 2 rolls, but overall, I don't think his dice have changed the course of the game. So, maybe it could be his strategy. Daniel came out guns blazing, which seemed to be for him.
Yeah, it seemed risky at first, but at this point, it's really paying off. He has everybody there in line to start attacking.
Yeah. I think, if anything, Travis might have spent too many command cards early. I was a little surprised how quickly he emptied his hand. The finishing off the Shiloh was great, but otherwise, it seemed like
maybe he should have waited until he needed them a little more.
Yeah, trying to maximize them a little bit.
And it looks like Onar still hasn't activated.
Yep. Yeah, he's going to come in next. That's really Daniel's last damage unit. But Travis doesn't have much either. He has a Weequay Pirate and the Smugglers. Well, actually, I don't. He's only got the 1 Smuggler left.
Yeah, he only has the 1.
Yeah, the Gamorrean Guard, but the Gamorrean Guard is way far back and is a melee unit, so I'm not sure how useful that will be.
Do you think at this point he's going to leave the Smuggler back there, or can he even really do anything at this point with the Alliance Smuggler?
Yeah, at this point, I mean, even if you try and bring him into the fray, you're going to be losing a turn, moving him in. You're going to have to open the door and move over, and then at that point, Daniel's going to be able to attack back. Maybe you try and save it for your last activation this round, and if Daniel doesn't have take initiative, then you can use him. But
or do you just leave him there, get the victory points you can, and hope for the best?
It's probably the better call, although at this point, I don't know if it matters either way. Travis is activating his last Weequay Pirates. He's going to go after Daniel's Weequay Pirates. So rightly, he's probably not going to take out Onar with this attack, these activations, so he's just trying to minimize Daniel's forces.
Daniel rolled a great defense roll.
He did, although Travis rolled pretty well himself. He's making Daniel reroll. That's big.
That's a little better.
Yeah. So with the surge, Travis should be able to finish off
the Weequay.
Yeah. He's counting up the damage. Yep.
I think he's doing 7 damage, so with 1 defense, that should do it.
Yep, he's piercing too, so. Yep, there it goes. Daniel agrees.
And then he's moving back.
Yep, trying to protect him for the next round. I mean, at this point, I think he has to hope that that he gets initiative next round, and then that's probably his only hope at this point. Daniel just moves
Daniel moves C-3PO?
Yep, focuses Onar, getting ready for a big attack again.
Looks like he's deciding, he's picking up a crate with the Alliance Smuggler.
He's talking about how he's going to move.
So each crate is going to decrease his movement speed.
Right, but he's going to be getting 4 points at the end of this round. And he's running away as far as possible, so clearly he's not bringing the Smuggler into the fray at all. They're just confirming specific movement points and whatnot.
We have 7 minutes left in the round.
It's coming down close. I think at this point, Daniel's got it. With 7 minutes left, I don't think Travis has enough time to to come back, especially with Onar. Onar's probably going to take out a figure at this point. That one Weequay Pirate's still just sitting there open from Travis is just vulnerable.
Yeah, I think at this point it's really Daniel's game to lose.
Yeah.
Onar is at full health. He's focused.
He's just trying to figure out to bring him in first or use Greedo first, it looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, they're asking how much time. So clearly he's thinking along the same lines of us, trying to figure out, all right, how much time's left, how best to use that time to guarantee my victory.
Mm-hmm.
If you're Daniel, are you worried about the Gamorrean Guard at all? I mean, obviously he knows he has to take initiative, but
I don't think so. The Gamorrean Guard is going to have to move forward to be in line for an attack. I don't know if he's even going to be able to do that.
Right.
And attack next round. And with the amount of time left, I don't think he's going to have another activation with him.
Sure. That makes sense. Jabba hasn't activated this round yet, though, which means he could potentially use his activation to have like a Weequay Pirate attack, or he could activate the Gamorrean Guards first, bring them out, and then use Jabba to attack with the Gamorrean Guards. I don't think that matters enough. It's just not strong enough at this point.
I don't think so.
But it is an option for him. Daniel's still trying to figure out whether he goes with Greedo or Onar.
What do you think? If you were him, what do you think you would choose?
I think I'd go with Onar personally. It looks like he's counting out spaces for Greedo, but I think I'd go with Onar and just try and finish off that Weequay Pirate. Partly because Jabba's still unactivated. I don't want that Weequay Pirate doing another attack. And partly just there's no reason not to, I think, at this point. He seems to think otherwise. I'd love to be in his head and figure out why he's going with Greedo first. But
yeah, the risk with Greedo is he has 5 damage, it looks like right now.
Yep.
It's only going to take 2 to take him out.
And if he's not getting an attack with this activation, it seems silly to move him forward, which is what he seems to be considering. But, I mean, he does have take initiative. He knows he's going to have initiative next round, so he could just be trying to set up for that.
Do you think maybe he's going to pick up the crate?
He could. I mean, at this point, it's probably...
Oh, nope.
No, he's going after there. Interesting.
He's attacking.
All right, so he does get a shot on Gamorrean Guard, so seems worth it then. 4 damage, and not a great roll by Travis.
So 3 damage is going to go through. The guard can't attack back, so doesn't have to worry about that.
No, and the guard is over half health gone already. I believe that's a, oh no, sorry, that's an elite guard, so it has 8 health, so it's 5 health left.
So Daniel could be hoping that Travis might attack with the guard, but Greedo will get that last parting shot.
Yeah, there's very little, as we keep talking about, there's very little low risk for Greedo coming in there, but it...
Oh, nope. Looks like he's going to go after the Weequay Pirate.
Gamorrean Guard has reach, that's why he's able to go after the pirate, even though he's it looks pretty far away. It's only 1 diagonal space away. It's a pretty good attack, and that's bad roll by Daniel.
So he has 6 damage and a surge.
The only surge for Gamorrean Guard is Cleave 2, which is not a bad surge to use. He's probably just going to take out that. Yep, there goes the pirate.
Yep.
And here comes Onar coming after the guard.
Yep.
So Travis could have gone after Greedo, but he would have been spending his focus just to do a couple damage to Greedo, and Greedo would have gotten an attack back. He spent it more wisely taking out the pirate, but now he's getting hit back by Onar. And based on that, I think he's just gone.
He's gone.
Yeah. So things are not looking good for Travis.
No.
I think he'll survive till the end, but at this point, game's pretty much over, right?
Yeah, I think so. He has Jabba left to activate, but that's not going to, I think, help him at this point.
No. That said, what do you think? I guess if I were in his position, I'd be praying Daniel doesn't have take initiatives. Daniel is up in points a little bit. It looks like 23-19 is what the screen says. I'm not sure if that's that includes the weekday pirate.
The most recent pirate.
Yeah, it does. Sorry.
Okay. Travis will get 4 points at the end of the round from the crates.
He will, which means they'll tie, but Daniel's going to have initiative again. So.
Yeah. I think he's just hoping that Daniel doesn't have take initiative.
Right.
But
Travis has a few cards in hand. I'm not quite sure what he has left. He's activating Salacious Crumb.
He's using Salacious Crumb to just do a little bit of damage to Greedo.
Yep. Doing what he can. And he's activating Jabba to focus the Weequay Pirate. He doesn't want to use Jabba's order hit ability at this point just because the points are so close. I think he's doing it right, hoping Daniel doesn't have take initiative.
I think if he uses order hit, he's going to have to know that it's going to take out one of Daniel's units.
Right.
It's not really worth it, I think, to take out Greedo.
That pirate wasn't focused at the time, and there's like, I guess he could have taken out Greedo, but he risks getting hit back.
There we go. There's take initiative.
No, that was.
Nope, that's.
That was heightened. No, it wasn't heightened.
Sorry.
On
that
the lamb.
Was on the lamb. Looks like he used black market to get it.
That's used while defending before the attack applies modifiers, interrupt to perform a move. So they shake hands.
Go.
Travis.
That's.
Yep.
And that's the game.
Oh, they were both used in black market, and they were going to be tied.
Yeah, it's crazy. Arguably, if I had drawn lamb earlier. Oh yeah, definitely.
It sounded like they went to time, which is what ended it for Travis.
They were just trying to tie points.
Yeah, and
while getting to time.
That sounds rough. It sounded like Travis might have actually won with black market if they had the time to move on.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot closer than it looked on the board.
Yeah, well, I think because they were at time, it was worth it for him to get those extra points.
Right.
If it had gone on to another round, I don't think Travis could have recovered.
No, I think if it came down to combat, Daniel was definitely going to win.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so that was an interesting game. That was, I'm still not sure using the smuggler to go after the crates was the right call, but it seemed to do pretty well for him.
It did help him tie up the points.
Mm-hmm.
So in that sense, it was good. But again, there's always that risk of I have a unit basically sitting there not doing a whole lot.
Yeah, the smuggler's not a big unit, but it could make the difference.
Yep.
You know, and if nothing else, it's another target for Daniel to attack and perhaps leave, get in the way instead of a weak way pirate getting attacked or something like that. That said, Daniel Taylor's moving on. Last year's world champion. He's moving into the top 8.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, we're going to see Travis depart since he lost.
Yep.
But it'll be curious. We'll be getting the next matchup in a little bit here for you. Since we did go to time, it's probably going to be coming very shortly. But what do you think? What do you think of Daniel's squad? Do you think he has what it takes to go all the way again?
I think so. I think we're going to see him continue to do very well.
He was pretty aggressive with it.
Yeah, he's very aggressive. I would like to see Shyla maybe get used a little bit more.
Of course, yeah. He didn't really have much of a chance this round, did he?
Yeah. It looked like really the Weequay Pirates did, I think, the most for him.
Yep.
And Greedo managed to hang in a lot longer than I thought he would.
Yeah, he took a lot of damage early on. I thought he was going to go down, but I think Travis was right in concentrating fire elsewhere as the game developed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. Greedo, that attack ability, if you finish him off, he gets one more attack. It's funny how much protection that offers him.
Yeah, it makes it a little riskier to attack him with a weaker unit.
Yeah.
Because there's always that chance that if you don't have much health left, is it worth it to take out Greedo for your unit? Maybe not.
Right. So it's interesting. You mentioned the Weequay Pirates. You thought they did a lot of damage. They're in most of these lists, so I think it's going to be interesting to see how much they do for each person. For Travis, they didn't seem to do much, did they?
No, it really. Do you think that's because they hung out in the back for too long? Do you think it's the difference in using the command cards?
I think you're right about playing it safe. I think he played it a little too safe, and then when it came time to bring them out, it was too late. He couldn't. They were focused, but he brought them out and couldn't get an attack in before they finished off. So we just got a note. There's one match still going on. Time was called, but it's going to be a little bit because they just started a new round right before time was called.
So it's like 30 seconds actually.
Yeah,
they just made it.
That's when you're playing in a tournament, that generally means that it's going to be a while until the next round starts. It's seeing the tournament earlier, some of the Swiss rounds, it was only taking a couple minutes in between each Swiss round. Games were finishing up a couple minutes after time was called. And then as the rounds got later and the games got closer, there was a number of games that they started right before time, and then people were waiting around for a while. And the players are good about it. They know if they were in that situation, they would they'd be trying to take their time and make sure they're doing all the right plays. But it can present a little bit of wait, unfortunately.
Yeah. So with them starting a new round, I think
it's going to be a little bit.
Be a little while.
Yeah, I think we're going to head off for a few minutes, but we will be back shortly, and we should hopefully have your next matchup right after that. So hope to see you again soon.
Yeah, stay tuned.
All right.